Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
everyone, and welcome to Lunch Therapy. It's Interview Friday, and today we're going to have the incredible Eugenia Kuzmina on the show.
Joel! Oh my God, Joel!
Boney!
Joel, hi!
The show started.
Oh.
Yeah, the show started. You can tell what this is Boney.
Hi, I'm Boney.
You all know him. Yeah.
Listen, we got such a super duper guest today. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Excited.
I know, Eugenia Kuzmina. It's so cool.
Oh, well, yeah, Eugenia Kuzmina is very, very, very great.
Yeah.
But we got somebody else.
Okay.
A surprise.
Somebody else.
Oh my God, Joel, you'll never believe who it is.
Who is it? Who is it? Just tell me.
Oh my God. Well, you know our Indian friend, that weird lady. What the hell is her name?
Santhaseeli.
Yes.
Santhaseeli,
well,
yeah.
that weirdo.
It's like a guru,
somehow,
like an Indian guru, a real
that
one.
freak, she
Yeah.
got some kind of a scoop, and she decided to give it to us at lunch therapy.
Okay.
Oh my God,
All right.
Joel.
So we've got like a breaking news scoop.
Yes, very super
All right.
scoop, super rocky road kind of scoop.
All right.
Oh, I'm
Good,
hungry.
good. So
can I have some rocky road?
no, go get in the booth.
I'm hungry.
Play that breaking news
Yes, it's so
bumper, and
exciting.
let's get it
It's
going.
a
Let's just
super
get it rolling.
scoop.
All right. We'll see you. Boney's really excited about something, so I guess we've got some breaking news. We're just going to go with it right here at the top of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, some breaking news with Santhaseeli.
Welcome, everybody. We are so honored to have today with us the great First Lady of the United States, I guess, Your Majesty. Welcome to the Times of India Ganges Flower Edition.
Welcome to my show, Melania Knapps.
Melania Knapps, are you going back to your original name? You're not keeping your husband's name anymore?
No, he's keeping my name right now.
Tell us more.
I'm here not for the interview, I'm just here to promote my book.
What is your book, Melania? Former First Lady Melania Knapps.
It's called Somebody Else Wrote This Book. No, it's called My Niece Needed a Coloring Book.
Aha! And it says The Art of Her Deal. What is the deal with you, really? What is your deal? Everybody wants to know. Is your deal that you're kind of like in with Trump and you agree with him, or you really don't and you're just there, you know, to hang out and enjoy life, really?
No comment. Chapter 1, my husband. Chapter 2, life with my husband. Chapter 3, bad hair. Chapter 4, is that self-tan or shoe polish? That's it.
Wow! Is it shoe polish? Actually, was it a shoe polish?
No comment.
You were dressed in black when you were coming out with your beautiful bag. I must say, gorgeous bag. Was it a Birkin?
To tell you honestly, I was wearing black, but I also brought my jacket that you've seen before. And it says, I really don't care, do you?
Yes.
It's my new fashion line.
Wow. You are so industrious, Melania. Let's see the back. What does it say? Hell on Earth. Yes. Oh my God. Is that a sequel to your husband's biography?
How did you guess?
Because he actually did manage to bring hell to earth. That very, very, very well. He accomplished that one. Why do you think that there are so many Russian prostitutes, Melania?
Because they are not smart enough to be a gold digger like me.
Tell me the distinction, please, because in India we're quite behind on the self-exploitation process. We really have been left in the dark. So please explain how to move quickly from the, what was it? From the prostitute, of course, to the gold digger.
You have to ask my best friend, Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my God, we must have a seance. That is the only way we can ask him.
He's still alive.
Oh, there you go. If at first you don't succeed, beautiful.
I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 Pretty incredible. That was pretty incredible. That scoop. Thank you, Boney, for getting that scoop from Santhaseeli. I mean, you know, this is not really a political show usually, but that was amazing. I mean, we've all been wondering, you know, what's been going on with Melania all this time, and now we know. So there'll be more of that interview, you know, coming, I'm sure, in the days to come. That was sort of just a, you know, preview, I think, even. Yeah, it was well produced. I mean, so privileged to get that. The background here I have is some drummers. This is from Chuck Goldsmith, one of our viewers. Thank you, Chuck, for that. We've got some dogs barking in the background, which I think is probably Eugenia's dog, which is great. I love that. And we can hear Eugenia if she talks in the back. That's, you know, that's kind of the fun of the show. The music is too loud as usual. We're gonna do our breaths, and then we're gonna bring on the guest for today, which is I'm really excited about. You know, really excited because it's Interview Friday. You know, and we always interview a very, you know, captivating person, and today is no different. We've got an incredible person in the virtual studio today, a breathtaking supermodel. So we're gonna have to probably take our breaths because we're gonna need them because she's gonna be taking our breaths away. She's also a comedian, which is, it's an incredible juxtaposition of two different things. And we're gonna have to talk to her about that, figure out how the hell do you make that work? I don't know. Plus, you know, she's an incredible impersonator, Melania Trump impersonator. We're going to see some more of that. And a Trump, we're going to have Trump as well. So this is kind of, you know, weird departure from the usual, taking a break from the crap. We're going to lean right in. Loretta says, great job. Love the drummers. Yeah, those drummers are great. Thanks, Chuck. Let's take our breaths. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. We're also going to have a fun contest with Eugenia today. We're going to watch the porcupine eat some food. It's going to be really good. So in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. We have a phenomenal dance break today. Oh, it's going to be good. Ben Aaron, let it go. I'm a little jacked up about this whole thing. One of the things I wanted to say before we start the show is that not only is Eugenia a talented performer and a world-class supermodel and a mom, she's also a good person. I met her through our work with Equal Means Equal, fight for equality for women under the Constitution. We did some crazy, wacky shenanigans in Arizona. We all drove out there in a van and just caused all kind of mayhem just to kind of bring awareness to the cause. And, and she introduced me to the great comedian Jimmy Shin, who, went on to book me in countless shows all over Los Angeles. So I am eternally grateful to Eugenia for doing that, for being so generous. So without further ado, we're going to get into the live interview with Eugenia. I'm going to show a couple of clips and then I'm going to bring her on. Here we go. Interview Friday.
I've always felt like the greatest power couple in the world with this beautiful woman who's so smart, who speaks 10 languages, who has who's built buildings in Slovenia because she's an architect person, which are very important. I love architects, tremendous people. But she's such a fashion person too. She's doing such an amazing job with Baron, and then she's been very smart. Like she said, she took Baron to a supermarket. How incredible is that? That's incredible.
You won't let her talk.
I'm so hungry. They say models are stupid and actors insecure. I don't know what that means, and I'm scared to find out. I know everybody says that and it's true. Dating is really hard in LA. I just can't seem to find a good guy. My husband says it's because I'm going to the wrong clubs. I once dated a male model. Never works because too much competition. We ended up competing for the same man.
That's hilarious. All right. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Eugenia Kuzmina. It's great to see you. There's supposed to be applause happening. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was the lamest applause ever. Yay! Thanks for being here.
Hi, Joel. Yeah, sorry if there's any sounds. There are dogs, there are kids running around. Somebody's bringing the couch. So
all right. Oh, somebody's going to bring the couch. Oh, that'd be great if that happened in the middle of this. Also, it's great to see you. And we love animals on this show. We're always showing dogs. If the dog, shows up, please, they're welcome. Oh, there. What kind of dog is that?
It's a mini pincher. He's a guard dog.
He's a guard dog. Wow. Yeah. Cool.
Anyone from my husband. That's Melania's joke.
All right. So yeah, the Melania stuff is incredible. We're going to have more of that on the show. Who's the guy who's doing the Trump impersonation?
He's an amazing impersonator. His name is Dominico, and he's been on all kind of shows. He almost did SNL when Alec was thinking if he would cancel, but he has a show on Fox. It's a puppet show, and he's been all over the country. With Colbert, he's the biggest.
He has a puppet show.
Yes,
we love puppet shows on this show. We're gonna have to get him on the show as well if that's.
I know. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely would love to connect you.
Yeah, that would be cool. So thanks for being here. It's it's an incredible thing that you do where you take two different, seemingly totally different disciplines that seem opposite from one another, and you put them together. So this is my view of it. A model is somebody who you put out there and they're like, this is the coolest person ever. You'll never be as cool as this person. They are so awesome. They have no problems. They're thinking incredibly deep thoughts. And then there's the comedian who is like, this person's just like you. They have a bunch of foibles. They're really messed up. And, here they are. Let's laugh at them or at least laugh along with them. So they seem opposite to me. How do you make the two come together?
I love controversy. I think we're all very complicated people. And I think it's interesting because I started modeling when I was a child, so I can see that there's a certain objectification, in a way, like there's an image that's presented, but beauty is just so diverse and it really comes from inside. And I think it's so important to develop as a person. So I started doing stand-up just because I wanted to find a voice, after being in an industry where it's all about like, okay, let's project whatever you are, like you're this cool person or whatever, but it's not the full picture. So I really wanted to share that and support, anybody who wants to find their voice in a sense.
Do you find that when you're modeling, they don't want to hear you talk? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you find that you're like an object? Do you find yourself like that?
Oh my God, I was fired from so many jobs just because I talk too much. Honestly, I work with a really big designer, and I wouldn't say the name, but I was really excited to work when I was, I think, 17. And one day I come back to the agency and they're like, well, they don't want to work with you anymore. And I thought, okay, did I gain like 1 pound or whatever? They said, no, you talk too much. You're not supposed to do a job. So yes.
That's great that you found comedy, though, where you just talk the whole time.
Yeah, I think I found comedy actually in childhood because I come from, post-Soviet Russia. And it's interesting, like they taught us a lot to color in the lines, there were like 4 channels on TV. And I think I was always a rebellious child. So actually I did a very creative and not such a good thing. I cut Soviet uniforms into bikini when I was about 10, and that was a bad rebellious thing. So I think comedy comes from that time.
Yeah. So that you've always been a cut up. When did you cut up? Literally cut up.
Yes.
When did you come to the United States?
So I moved to Paris when I was 15. I signed a contract. Actually, my dad was a nuclear scientist in Russia. He was the first responder to Chernobyl. And then I started modeling. I was earning more than him at a certain time, when I was 13. And then I lost him when I was 15. So I moved to Paris first. I signed a contract, started being an adult, literally. And then as a model, you always have to move to New York. It's kind of a center of entertainment, in that sense, in fashion. So I moved when I was 21, which is a little bit old for a model, at that time. I think
is it?
Now it's
21.
I know. I have a joke. Like I had recently a midlife crisis. I turned 25. Like models law, the Russians don't live long. I don't know. After 16, it's all downhill.
It's all downhill. And how do you protect yourself as a model? Like, I would imagine there's just a lot of danger in being a young kid coming to Paris and just, modeling. I can't imagine what that environment's like. And then also on top of it, I imagine you have to starve yourself a lot.
That's so true, and thankfully now I speak out for other girls who started in this business because I did have anorexia and I was literally starving. And that's, as you know, my site opens with like, I'm so hungry, just because I want to bring awareness on like deeper level about, issues in modeling industry. And right now, like there's a lot of protection. There are groups who like, check that you have to be healthy to do fashion shows. But when I started, that wasn't the case. And I had to grow up really fast. I knew that I had to support my family, my mom, and my we
want to go back. The audience is really interested in the Chernobyl part of this story.
Okay.
What happened to your dad? And, can you tell us something about that?
Well, we're going really dark here. My dad was a nuclear scientist and, really interestingly, he worked with Kurchatov. If you guys saw HBO show, it's pretty accurate, I think.
Really? It was
even though the Russians want to do their own version of the show, I still think the show portrayed what really happened at the time. Because, when my dad came back, they actually couldn't reveal that, how a lot of areas were affected and the scale of the disaster. So the Russian government, prevented the scientists from speaking up. And you can see in the show, it's really affected a lot of scientists, like morally. And they tried to go to Vienna and speak about it and kind of raise awareness. And, they couldn't. They were literally like KGB officers, and we actually could never move from Russia because of that. So, I grew up not with Cinderella stories or any kind of lullabies. I grew up with, talking about the importance of, morals and being kind and taking care of people, because I think it affected my dad in so many ways. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it actually taught me to be, a person I am now, and I try to pass it to my kids.
That's nice. You are the kind of person too that is very giving. I was saying that at the top of the show, and it's remarkable how giving and kind you are. Because you could just be a total bitch if you wanted to be. Like there'd be nothing stopping you, I don't think.
I think that a lot. Yes. Yeah, she's a model. Oh my God, she's gonna be terrible. It's
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So delightful. And I think that's part of the thing that makes your comedy so fun too. I wanted to ask you about this because I talk about this on the show a lot, about comedy and how much you are yourself on the stage and how much you're playing another character. So when you go on the stage, do you generally, obviously some of this stuff is just outrageous, that's fun about being a comedian. But what do you do? Do you separate yourself? Is that a character that you're playing essentially?
No, I think the most beautiful thing about comedy is not actually about jokes. It's about truth. And sharing this truth. And, if you share it as yourself, that's the hardest thing because you have to reveal certain parts that maybe, you never reveal about yourself. And it's much easier to do it as a character. Yeah. And it's interesting time in comedy, because everything is so censored and polarized right now that it's really hard to say something. But I always try to come from like, what is the intention of, the joke per se. And if I can share it, sometimes I have to do characters. And of course, like being an actor, it's always a fun thing to bring. But I think the real comedy, like all the comedians that I watch that inspire me actually are themselves. And they share those uncomfortable, and vulnerable parts of their personality.
Yeah. And you have to kind of take risks in doing that, huh?
For sure, yeah.
Do you think being a model is more closed off than being a comedian, or do you think they're like polar opposites, or do you try and bring yourself to the modeling as well?
I think they're absolutely different professions, and speaking of comedy, like even with acting, I feel like you don't really have the control of the script because there's a writer, there's a producer, director. But in comedy, you actually are more like a pilot. You write your material and you're in control what's happening in the moment. But as a model, you get hired to advertise certain things. So definitely right now, I'm more conscious of like products that I attach myself. I have to check that, like, what is this material project that I will attach, and like maybe sell it to other, women who want to do things. So I'm much more conscious, but a lot of times you don't really have a say. You're just, attached to the product and you're portrayed a certain way.
Wow. Do you think that your upbringing and what happened with Chernobyl and your father, do you think that made you kind of strong for when you hit the modeling community and became in Paris and I suppose it was New York? Did you go to New York after that?
Yeah, I did go to New York, and absolutely, I think anybody who grew up in post-Soviet Russia on food lines, and I have a joke, like it's funny, in America food lines actually have food. Like I really felt connected 2020, going back in food lines, nothing, like I thought I would never find myself back in that situation.
Yeah.
But there's still a silver lining in that, the food line had food. I think it is an interesting time. And I was speaking to a lot of people, last year when we were on lockdown and such an unprecedented time, how, like mental health and mental strength and like being in the moment and taking positive things out of what happens. And, it definitely helps you no matter where you are. So yeah, we grew up in, in a small apartment and 3 families. We shared 1 bathroom for a while. So it's, basic.
I want to show another clip of the your Melania Trump, which is hilarious and super fun and super political, and then a little bit of your stand-up before that. So let's go to that, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
A lot of my model friends are feminists, and I thought about it. I can be a feminist too. But right now, I'm too busy being a gold digger. I'm a really good mom because I have a lot of nannies. The only thing I hate when nannies are the same age as me, because at our family outings, people get really confused. Who is the nanny and who is the wife? Especially my husband.
That's too funny.
Well, I have to say it's a fantastic opportunity for women, for me to support women in this country. I'm a mom. We have our amazing boy Byron, and
Fantastic kid, by the way. Fantastic kid.
I met Byron at the party.
Baron.
Right.
Yes.
Baron.
Not
Baron.
Larry, you're horrible with names. You're
Horrible
terrible
with
with names.
What did you say your name was?
Donald. But it's Mr. President now. You can never call me Donald again.
so I think it's a very important cause to support anti-bullying. It's a really important campaign that I'm going to promote.
Anti-bullying.
Anti-bullying, she's got two fantastic causes. Laura Bush did reading and libraries, total waste of time. And Michelle Obama did that whole fitness thing, But anti-bullying and starvation.
Yes, starvation is very important cause. I have a long career as a model, and I was very successful. So
By promoting starvation.
Yes, how else? I mean, that's sexy. Starvation is hot. Starvation is
Very
hot.
hot.
And she's going to promote starvation and being skinny. And being skinny, tremendous. I love that. Who doesn't love a skinny woman? And that's what she's going to promote.
it's natural. I work very hard to look good because my husband, Donald, he's amazing.
I am.
Oh, that is so funny. You two are hilarious together. The improvisation. Is it improvised or is that a script? Oh, wait. I lost you. Hold on a sec. Let me.
I'm here. I
Okay,
just
good.
muted
Okay,
for a
good.
second.
So yeah, is it improvised or is it a script or how do you work on that?
Yeah, it was improvised. I called Jerry Corley, who used to write for Jay Leno. Not sure if you ever met him, but he performs at the Comedy Store.
He does.
So he was playing, Larry.
Yeah.
And we just improvised. We got the studio, and actually John Dominico he flew from Las Vegas specifically for that.
Wow.
And we just had fun. And what's funny, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, because he came as Donald Trump, like full costume.
Really?
And I thought somebody will throw tomatoes, but nobody
Yeah.
cares. It's LA. Like everybody's so into themselves that nobody.
Yeah, there was a story about on Halloween night, Kiss in full costume walked down Sunset Boulevard and nobody said anything. Nobody approached them. Nobody did anything because it's LA.
Only in LA.
They just thought it was people dressed up like Kiss. Just whatever. They didn't even think about it. Yeah. So he came in fully dressed like Donald Trump. So he's like full on in character right from the beginning.
I mean, my kids were really confused when he walked into my house. They're like,
Yeah.
what is happening right now? Why are you friends with Donald Trump? So that was the only time when
You do a great job though with the improvisation because it's as if it was written. It's so it's got so many levels going on. Of comedy. That whole thing about the starvation, which a lot of people are like so confused about the bullying when there's so much bullying going on with those people. How that could be her cause, and then starvation is just a riot. It's just a riot. Do you identify with Melania at all, though, being an immigrant from Russia and a model? And
in a way, I do. Of course, there's a certain projection. I think she just fascinates me because you really don't know who she is as much as like I've read books and I researched.
Yeah.
Her first agent, so I researched for this character, and her agent was saying that like her only skill was waving from private jets, and that is fascinating.
Yeah.
In some way, like of course she was a model, and I can't judge. I don't really know her as much.
Well, she's such a mystery. She's such a mystery. To
Yeah,
most
even
people,
like I was reading a book about her, right? That I brought to sketch with Kamala, and it's interesting because her best friend, after like 20 years, she didn't know that she had like. How can you not know that?
She didn't know that she had what?
gluten allergy.
Oh,
Like she didn't know that. She just
Really?
found out through like her Milanese publicist one day. And I was like, how can you be friends with somebody and not know this like small detail?
isn't that crazy?
And also, you know, like I'm married to somebody who's pretty high up. I mean,
Yeah.
thank God he's not Trump. He's actually very supportive of, you know, my career and, you know, my comedy. He comes through the shows and loves the jokes about husband.
Yeah,
But
how
he's,
how
you
is
know,
he with those jokes? He's good because it's, you know,
he
just
loves
silly.
it. You know, he actually loves artists and he knows what we're going through.
Yeah,
And, you know, is really supportive. You
That's
know, he
cool.
did District 9, a lot of movies that are really socially conscious.
I
so
love that movie, District 9. So
yeah,
good.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really lucky to talk to him about that, you know, but sometimes people from outside would project certain things, you know, like, oh, you're a wife of like a, you know, very high up husband who like runs Miramax and
Yeah.
things like that. And it is hard, you know, like that's why not that's why, but that's part of like interesting part for me to work with equal means equal,
Yeah.
because I think, you know, there is a certain objectification in that sense.
Definitely. Definitely. And, you know, I mean, right now we're walking this kind of fine line of the Me Too movement and also some people, excuse me, some people are thinking they're getting, you know, vilified unfairly, but, you know, it's almost like we have to go in that direction to get away from all the horrible stuff that's been going on for so long.
Well, you know, I hope
Yeah.
that we're going to get past that. Of course, there's like a first stage, but I hope we can work together because it's true. You know, I have a boy and a girl, and it's
Yeah.
equally hard to raise them and to kind of educate them. You know, I think it all comes to just be kind and not abuse your power more than like a gender thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It's about, that's what I think it's about. It's about abuse of power. So some people are like,
Exactly.
well, you know, I thought that she was into it, but it's because you're using this leverage of this unfair hierarchy that's going on. And that's where I think it's awful.
Yeah.
So, all
And
right. So
with-
now comes a skit that we're going to do.
Okay.
Moving away from the serious, we are now, so some of us as viewers of models, when we look in the magazines or see people on the billboards or whatever, we're wondering, you know, what is going on in their minds, because they look so sophisticated, they look so cool. We're like, what could possibly, you know, what do models think about? So I've put together this contest, or it's not a contest, it's a skit. Or
I love the contest.
it's a
Let's do a
contest.
modeling contest.
It's a model contest. It's a model contest. All right, so let's get into this thing. Let me find it here. Here we go. Oh yeah, model thoughts. So here we are. This is the segment of the show called Model Thoughts, and I'm going to show you some pictures of yourself modeling, and then you're going to tell me what was going on in your mind. So here we go. Model thoughts. What are they thinking? First one is this. What's going on in your head?
I think we were literally shooting this in New Jersey, and I think it was a trash facility.
What?
So I think, I know I couldn't say that, but
I was thinking maybe you were like, wow, I didn't know my hair tastes so good.
okay.
Maybe
I
your
guess
hair is like delicious, like cotton candy. I don't think mine
No,
is.
I think it was freezing. You know, they came up with a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
And some pictures, like this is a beauty shot, but I think some pictures were like literally taken with all this fancy dresses in like a trash facility, and I was freezing and thinking, oh my god, what is happening?
I heard it was trashy, but not actual trash. All right, so how about this one? What's going on here?
It's steamy. You know, actually, it's
Yeah.
so funny because this picture was taken by my husband.
Really?
Yes, right after I had a kid. So I like, you know, got back in shape. Like I had contracts and was taken in André Bellage apartment. You know, the owner of Chateau Marmont, and it was
Wow.
very steamy.
After you had a kid?
Yes.
I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you are like a superhuman in my eyes, because you know I've gained 10 pounds just from COVID. just from hanging out in my house all this time. I don't know how you maintain this physique. I don't know. And then you have children as well. It's incredible. It's incredible. How about this one? What's going on in your head when you're...
I remember, the photographer is like, jump higher, jump higher. So a lot of times you're like so unbalanced, you try like not to fall, literally.
That's hilarious. Todd Lee's asking, are we taking suggestions from the audience? Are we? Are we taking suggestions as well?
Yeah, anything.
Sure, of course. This is a very interactive show. Of course, by the time we get the suggestion, we'll be on to the next picture, probably.
Yeah, it would be fun to know.
He says, well, you lost the new mom audience.
Oh,
like,
no.
Oh, it's easy. I just have kids, and then I look like, then I'm still continue on as a supermodel. No, she should start her own line of fitness. I don't know, fitness videos. All right, this one.
Well, those were extensions. I have extensions right now, so
Yeah.
that was a pretty heavy hair. That's totally what I was thinking, But also amazing artists. Like we shot it in an art studio, and the whole background was covered with this art. So I was just.
It's really cool looking. I was thinking you were like, are we going to get a bathroom break soon?
Yes. Okay. I can definitely the face, my face.
This is one of the suggestions from the audience. Should have worn underwear today. Like a Sharon Stone thing, I guess.
Basic instinct, yeah.
Yeah, basic instinct. All right, let's see the next one. Okay, this one.
Oh my God.
What is this? I mean, it looks like you're in, I don't know, Blue Man Group tubes or something like that.
We shot it in Iceland, and it was like one of the most freezing shots ever. They had to give me so much vodka just to get like through the shot. Yeah, I was almost blown by the wind. I remember we ruined all the clothes, but we got the shots.
There's another one that I didn't put on here where you're like, I think it's the same shot because you're in that same black sand and you're like pretty nude, and you look like you're covered with sand and you're just laying out there by the ocean. I mean, that must have been freezing.
I mean, honestly, they're like, okay, you can die, but just die standing up.
Yeah. Todd Lee says you can take the girl out of Chernobyl. You can't take Chernobyl out of the girl. All right, so let's see what we have next here. Oh, this is somebody else. What do you think is going on in this guy's mind?
He's like, I'm done modeling, like, bye, it's my lunch break. It's time to get great going.
Yeah, totally. I thought he was flipping us off for a while there, but I think he's like, you call these glasses? These are not glasses.
It's so funny. Like modeling shoots, a lot of times you can't see the eyes, and they even blur it. It's like dark. In acting, it's all about the eyes.
Yeah.
But in modeling, they're like, if you pass the booster, you can't see anything.
I tried to do some modeling one time, and they were like, I was like at the Art Institute in Pasadena, and I guess they were like student models, photographers, and they needed models or whatever. So I was there, and they could not get me to do what you're talking about, which is to kind of distance myself from the camera, I guess. So
have a blank face.
They were like kind of frustrated with me. They're like, no, give us the model look. They're like, I thought you said you're a model. And I was trying so hard. I could never achieve that. Do you
blue steel, right? It's like,
do you practice? I mean, this is really a basic question that people always ask actors, and we're like, no, we don't practice faces in the mirror. But do you practice faces in the mirror?
Never worked for me, to be honest with you. That's why I think I transitioned into acting as much as I can. There's a certain thing that designers would put, before you walk out on the catwalk, they would have a certain attitude that you have to have.
There's an attitude, right? That's what it is. There's an attitude of confidence that, yes, I'm wearing this, and it's the coolest thing in the world, and you're going to want to wear it too.
Well,
right?
It's funny. I almost was fired from my first show. I did a show for Max Mara in Russia, and I was so excited. I came out and I was smiling and looking at everybody, I think waving. And then, the stylist came up and they're like, you can't do that. You have to look above the head. You can't look in people's eyes. And then you have to think them better than you because people have to want to buy the clothes.
Wow.
So it's interesting. I mean, there's different things that are happening, but of course, it's part of like allure or illusion that people say. But I try to kind of deliver more now, like, something, an illusion and fantasy rather than like I'm better than you or whatever, the face where
That's what it is, a fantasy.
Yeah.
Ray Scanlon says he'd be perfect. He has a natural blank face from not having a clue most of the time. But yeah, I'm sure you'd be very good, Ray. Ray's a hilarious comedian. You're going to have to meet him someday. He was on the show the other day. Super cool. So I do want to move on. There's just two more pictures. There's this guy. And I think he forgot his pants.
Maybe. I mean, I would.
Oh no, I lost you. Oh no. It's just me and the guy dangling outside of his poncho now. Good one, Ray. Let's come back. Oh, thank God you're back.
I know. Yes. I was so shocked, that like internet decided to quit me.
It's like, what happened? Okay, one more guy. This guy. This is a modeling shot.
Well, my dog is judging him right now. Like literally, you can hear.
Your dog is just like, that can't happen. I think he's like, how did I get into this mess?
Really hard. This is a skill.
That is a skill. I love that your dog is barking, by the way. It's so, we love it on the show when we hear animals. I had some great video of dogs that one of our viewers, Todd Lee, gave us, but I don't have it available right now. So luckily we have your dog. Ray Scanlon lost his pants. Oh, that's the other guy. Yeah, he lost his pants. That's actually from a fad they called shirt cocking. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I never heard about it.
It's a fashion thing where people didn't wear pants, I guess, or I don't know, something weird.
Oh, wow.
The genitals hung out. All right, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to show your model mom trailer, which is something else you have going on. We'll talk about it.
I was modeling and I had 2 kids in my 20s, but that didn't mean my life was over. But I believe we can still follow our dreams, enjoy the journey, and continue to learn new skills along the way, and do it.
So that's super cool. What is that, like a blog or is it a video series?
Yeah, so I started this blog after I had my kids. I had my kids in the middle of my career, and literally everybody was saying, like, this is the worst decision of your life, which I think was the best decision of my life, of course.
Really, yeah.
But, I had them pretty young, I think, and it was also a surprise because my doctor said I couldn't have kids.
Really?
So that was a very conscious decision, to go with that.
And I wanted to come. Couldn't have kids, and you did. You're like a miracle person.
Well, in Russia, doctors are very special, let's say. So, yeah, my body just is not really built, for that. So I decided to have 2 of them. And, I wanted also to come back to work because I loved what I was doing, and I was really career oriented. I wanted to be independent, person. I didn't want to depend on, my husband or anything. Yeah. So I came back to work, and a lot of times I found clients, wouldn't be really interested to know that I had kids because, of course, it's hard to commit when you have like a 6-month-old, go to China and then to like Brazil and then Paris and travel around. And, they were not sure that I would be able to do that. So I wasn't hired for a lot of jobs. And I was really frustrated because a lot of my friends also, it's such a social business, they were going out at night and having like dinners and, like going out with clients and kind of, having this lifestyle, which I couldn't have anymore.
Yeah.
So I found, and also like being a mom, I couldn't talk about, oh my God, I have to, to put like all this short skirts and then run to school, and moms are like,
I can't even imagine how you do that, how you do all of that,
Not even that, but like, you have to look really underappreciated if you're a mom, there's a certain look. So yeah.
All right, we're having like some weird like freezing problem. I'm going to kick you off and then you come back on. Okay.
Okay.
Kicking you out. Okay. So we're still happening. She's here. I'm just looking at some of the comments. All right. All right.
Is this better?
I think so. It hasn't frozen yet. I don't know. Technical stuff is just crazy, but I've learned that if the person leaves and comes back, sometimes that helps.
I know.
So yeah, so there's a lot of moms out there that are having the same experience you're having. We're trying to have a career, and sometimes the career is really demanding,
Mhm.
and then you're trying to raise a family and have kids that are healthy and happy and feel like they're getting enough attention. And is that what you've made then? You've made this blog?
Yeah, exactly. And for me, model mom, it's not specifically like a fashion model. I think
Yeah.
every mom or like every parent, I would say, is a model, because the kids, they model their behavior based on your behavior,
Yeah.
right? That's how they learn. And that's why I interview mothers and fathers, like any parents from all over the world who kind of went through something, and who are able to share their vulnerabilities. And we even did a trailer, for a reality show that I want to make more like a positive message than a negative. And
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It's kind of hard with reality shows because everybody wants to see the messed up parts.
It's fine, the messed
People
up part,
fighting.
but I think as long as it's not portrayed like, oh, they're just like these models and they're so spoiled, as long as you show like real parts, how parents struggle with things, that's more interesting.
Do you think that you'll do any more impersonations in the future? Like, is this because you're so good at it? Because this is the thing I think that's great about you and John. Is his name John?
Yeah, John.
You both seem to have the point of view of these people. Like you found a point of view that is like, oh, like, the way you sit there, then it's not like you're just sitting there. You're being Melania and her struggle, whatever her struggle is. I don't know what's going on in her head. We'll never know. But I feel like there's the same things that are going on in Melania's head seem to be going on in yours. And this guy, John, the way he does Trump, it's like I haven't seen an impersonator do that, where they actually have not only his gestures and his sound of his voice and everything, but the philosophy that Trump uses, where everything's great and they're the best thing in the world, unless they're his enemy, and then they're the worst and they suck. And he just has that down, and it's just very natural. So the two of you together. So you have a knack for impersonations, I think. So I would think maybe, like one of our viewers said, you should play Heidi Klum.
Oh, yes, I get that a lot. Thank you. It's true. That's probably my next character.
Yeah, definitely should do more of that. And you're an actor as well, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. All right, so I'm going to have to end the show, I think, unfortunately. Do you have anything that you want us to promote? I mean, we're small but mighty here at the Hummingbird Cult of Lunch Therapy. Is there anything that you want us to, point to?
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys. I love that it's interactive. Thanks for all the comments. Yeah, I feel like everybody was so funny,
I love that. They're the funniest part of the show is the chat room.
That's true. I love that. I think connecting really is what matters, especially these days. And I love, finding new ways to create and connect online, as well as hopefully we'll come back to live shows soon.
Yeah. Promote the EME comedy show, Kamala says. Oh, so there's a new comedy show coming up. April 19th.
Course. So equal means equal. Basically, I partnered with Christine Peak, who's an amazing PR in Los Angeles, and we've done a show before, and we're planning to do a live show probably in Santa Monica in a few weeks. So I hope you guys can come and, either be part of the show. I mean, of course, be part of the show.
Yeah,
that's fun.
That'd be great. Maybe there could be comments on the show as well. Who knows? Hey, so thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And we also just appreciate your point of view, and you're welcome back anytime that you want to do, even if you just want to come on and play. It's super fun here at Lunch Therapy. At the end of the show, we do a dance break. And so we're going to dance. You and I are going to dance. And there's going to be a performer. I find a YouTube performer that I really enjoy doing a cover of a song that some of us know, or hopefully most of us know. And I've got a great one today. Let me just get into the little intro to that. And your dog can dance along as well. So this guy's name is Ben Aaron, and he's doing a Donovan cover. And so let's get into it. Thanks again for being on the show. Thanks everybody for being here. Next week, we're going to have a science week. And we're going to have, at the end of the week, we're going to interview somebody from Google's DeepMind. which is going to be pretty incredible. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. People are telling us stuff here. Love you, Eugenia. Glad I caught the end. Cade, anybody, you can come back and watch the beginning anytime. There's a really funny Melania and Kamala do this, or Eugenia and Melania. No. Eugenia and Kamala do this hilarious skit. That's enough. And Chuck Goldsmith and Ray Scanlon. Hopefully Ray Scanlon's going to be on the show next week again. We're going to do some comedians talking comedy, which is another thing that you're invited to come back and do sometime. I can't talk today. I mean, comedians talking science is what I'm trying to say. That's a skit that we do. Anyway, let's move on to the dance break because clearly I can't talk and I should be dancing.
I'm just mad about saffron. Saffron's mad about me.
This is Ben Aaron.
I'm just mad about saffron.
I'm dancing.
She's just mad about me. They call me Mellow Yellow, quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow, quite rightly. They call me Mellow Yellow.
This is a Donovan song, Mellow Yellow. Ben Aaron covers songs on his channel. Ben Aaron covers.
Floating. The floating's mad about me. I'm just mad about the floating. She's just mad about me. They call me Mellow Yellow.
All right, thanks Eugenia. Thanks for your dancing. Thanks Ben Aaron. Thanks everybody for being in the chat room. Woohoo! Yeah. Finally some real dancing. Yeah, some real dancing. I know you're not talking about me.
Born high forever.
All right, we'll see y'all next week for more lunch therapy.